Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gamers at Large podcast for this beautiful Sunday night. Tonight, I am in control. This is Vikki from Fangirl Review. So it's a little ladies' touch for tonight. So let's go ahead and introduce, first up, Mr. T.
Hey there, Poos. Welcome to the Chocolate Cast. Once again. Let's get it in.
Next up, Jay.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a lovely time this evening. My Final Four bracket is all busted up, but I'm ready for this podcast tonight.
And last but not least, the doctor is in the house.
Hey, what's up, people? You know who it is. The guy with the smooth moves and groovy tunes, always in a good gaming mood. And I may be a surprise. My wife may show up later on. She wants to lend her own 2 cents on this subject since she's beaten more games than me in the last year.
Exposed.
The truth is out.
I exposed myself. It don't count.
That's okay. She'll further expose you. So, alright, so we are talking about relationships and gaming and being a gamer and trying to maintain, start, end a relationship. Okay, so I personally am, I guess, the interrelationship gamer on top of being a girl gamer as well. Jay is our single and gaming, right, Jay?
Put me on Front Street.
But we need everybody, right?
Oh boy.
Everybody was single sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah, but my lie I was gonna set up was gonna be beautiful, but never mind.
Well, no, go ahead. What was your lie? Go ahead.
Well, I forgot it now.
Oh.
Oh, you are so lame. Okay, so let's just start talking about things we've encountered on the dating scene while being a gamer. Jay, go ahead and go first. I'm calling you out.
So you paid for that one, dude. You paid for it.
I know.
See, she just came up with the lie. Go ahead.
And see,
What's
going on between you right now? That's in a sense a gaming relationship. In a sense.
Well, I mean, I don't even know how to start.
That's pathetic.
I know.
Okay. The doc, go ahead. You share some of your dating and gaming life.
I'm not gonna pick up this slack.
I'm trying to help the brother out. I'm trying to help the brother out. We're gonna give him a moment and come back to him.
Okay. What's the question so I can make sure
Things you have experienced when you were once upon a time a single gent.
Oh, when I was single. Oh my gosh, when I was single. I mean, the hours of play were unlimited. I mean, oh my gosh, being able to sink 12, 13 hours into a game and not have to be pestered by anyone.
Wow.
I'm just simply saying that there's a certain freedom there that I miss. Then again, I don't, but I can honestly say I probably threw away thousands of hours in gaming when I was single. It was fun, but there's not really much else to say about it. I mean, it's just fun being a single gamer. You don't have to spend time with anyone
Or answer to anyone.
I mean, exactly. I mean, you can spend money how you want. You can game as long as you want. You can game how you want. You ain't gotta bathe when you're gaming. Like, you just have that kind of freedom.
I was waiting for somebody to say that. Let's be honest.
I'm pretty sure all of you in here have had at least that one weekend when you gamed and didn't brush your teeth. Don't lie, we've been there.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And also, you gotta go make your little can of shit, boy. You didn't. You realize I got grit on my teeth, man. Like, I need to do something about this.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
So I'm just saying, like I've had those days where I was just doing nothing but gaming, walking around in my boxes eating cereal. But that's the way it works. I mean, it's freedom. Oh, the number of RPGs I toppled when I was single.
And now, not so much.
Yeah, I think the last RPG I actually completed was probably about a couple of years back. So yeah, that's it for the single part as far as I can recall. You guys can add whatever little dirty details you want to.
Mr. T, do you have any dirty details that you want to add?
We're talking about like when you were single, basically, and
Yeah,
what the
when you were
difference is.
single.
Man. Well, I mean, Doc. I mean, he laid it out there. Like, you be nasty. Maybe a couple days in a row because you're trudging through some RPG, you're grinding or whatever, and it's funny because I obviously gamed a lot more in those days. But it is weird because I think I spend more money on games today, even though I don't play as much. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, just like I can't even imagine like being able to do like a 10-hour gaming session today. It's just not possible for me, and those things happened all the time, especially when a new game came out. And I just would, I'd run through that thing. I'd spend, a couple of days, 2-3 days in a row, just going through it without you have the occasional, your mom calling. Yeah, I got 7 brothers and sisters, and I'm the oldest. And so I'd have to worry about them. They want to jump on. Nah. This is me over here. It's my game, But they want to play. But you can push that kind of stuff away better than you can like if you're in a relationship with somebody, because they ain't having that. So yeah, there are days where I really miss it when I'm sitting down today trying to play something and like my daughter wants to jump in my lap and I can't like not let her sit in my lap. It's just like because there's gonna be a day 20 years from now where I'm like, I wish I spent more time with my daughter, and I don't want to be that guy. So, it's it kind of sucks that I can't spend as much time playing games as I used to. Actually, really getting into them, like I feel like I don't get into them as much as I used to back then. I was really like into the stories or just like into the gameplay more. It feels more topical today when I game than it used to. I kind of miss that. So. Maybe when the kids go off to college, I can be an old hermit gamer again. So yeah, good memories.
Memories. Yeah. Let me think. Once upon a time, way back when, it was nice just to sit around and play. Usually, my friends would sit and watch with me in between watching General Hospital. And it was less stressful of a time. I could play and not be bothered by people. Not so much now. Sad face.
Especially when you're like single and you're like out on your own. Like that was for me another really cool experience. Like when I when I was GameCube era in college and like just being with my college friends, and we'd like play Mario Kart Double Dash and get drunk all night, and even that, like we played battle mode forever on that game, and we would just like go all night playing that, or we on GameCube we used to do like 007 Nightfire. Player on that was so awesome. It was the closest you got to like 007 GoldenEye, and just even that experience of just being out on your own, and then you don't have those distractions of mom calling you. What are you doing? Come out of that room. You've been in there 2 days. It's just that was a whole nother cool experience too.
That's true. Oh, we all miss those days.
Yeah, they're gone.
Anybody else has any more thoughts on the single and gaming life?
Yeah. I can echo everybody's sentiments. Greetings, by the way. So during the college time, I think it was more N64 and PlayStation for me. I think Xbox and GameCube probably happened maybe my last year of college, but for the most part, it was Dreamcast, PS2, I mean Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, and N64, and like Soul Calibur was like it, and we were playing that, and the numerous amount of RPGs on the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast, going through those, still playing Chrono Trigger over and over again. When you play stuff like that, you have no time, and like Dr. Feelgood mentioned, you're not exactly in your best kept appearance the entire time you're doing something like that. I'm not saying bearded caveman, but definitely not top of the morning, if you will.
Yeah.
So I've done that all the way up until I met my wife while she came over my house one time. I think I was barely clothed playing well, I forgot what game it was I was playing. What was probably, I think it was Soul Calibur. No, it was Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. So yeah, it was you have a place all to yourself, and you have stuff that you're playing or whatever. You just have enough time. But I don't think I've played in RPG. At some point, I was not in that same clothing scenario. So like Tales of Symphonia, all that. When you think about it, it's like, oh God, RPGs see like the worst in you. So like fighting games, not so much because you could jump in and jump out, but when you're like doing a marathon session, trying to clock those 40 hours or whatever, it can be trying. And it was a couple of times I didn't answer the door to my apartment when I was in college. Like, look, I'm not. It's probably not a good idea for me to open the door. So, yeah, but going from that to now is after college, being single is kind of you kind of spend a little bit more time doing other things, paying bills and things like that, and getting stuff together and whatnot, because you don't have that free time like you used to, because you got to make sure other things are taken care of. So when you do finally sit down and play a game, either sometimes you feel like you just don't want to, like you don't want to play, or you just want to lay down or go to sleep or something like that, or it could be random. Like one day you don't really want to play, you just want to play for 5 minutes, and you're up till like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it just depends, like and now that being a gal, gal told me to go home and be a family man, so I went home and became a family man. It's kind of, now you got to pick and choose your time, and no matter what time I choose, it's probably not going to be good, because our spouse giving me the evil eye right now, like, hey, get off that computer because you're talking about video games and I don't like video games. But she plays Kim Kardashian. You're probably playing it right now, aren't you?
Wow.
Or exposure.
Did you just really put her on blast like that?
Talk about exposed.
We are not a part of you exposing your wife. You were on your own, bruh.
Oh,
Nah. She exposed me too, so it's okay. She was actually on one of these not too long ago. We were talking about it was another podcast. I think it was probably one of Jay's podcasts. We were doing that, and we were talking about the whole the relationships and having thing. I think it was you, I, and Coupon. I think it was. I forget what podcast it was. We were talking about it, and she was on there, and we were talking about the whole why those kind of casual games even appeal to people, and they don't count them as video games, if you will. They'll look at us like, you're the nerd, you're the outcast, but they play that I don't know how many hours a day. So I don't know. It just is what it is. We both game just in different ways, and I love her for it.
Oh,
that's beautiful. Good answer.
Hey, in the words of Jamie Foxx on Booty Call, that boy weird.
that boy weird.
Okay, so moving on to relationships and gaming. So you have now met your significant other. You are dating. You are happy. But you still want to play your video games.
Before we continue, I like how you said you're happy, and there's like that long pause. And I could tell that every guy in here was like, yeah, somewhat, but but it was unspoken, I understand, but continue.
So then, how do you deal with that significant other that does not care for all the time that you are spending gaming instead of spending that time with them?
Well, I don't really fit that category, so someone else can go first. I'll go last or something.
You've never fit that category?
I I think
I
I
won't
probably
say it
fit it,
never.
I probably fit it the most because like that's always going to be something that we're not going to necessarily agree on all the time. So we go tit for tat. Like if she's, I put it this way, if there's, I really do not want to watch the season premiere of Dancing with the Stars. That's my escape to go, things like that. We work out trade offs and things like that. So it's all about kind of like being honest, and kind of being upfront and speaking about what you want to do. Like if I say, hey, every Sunday at 7 or 8 o'clock, I have a podcast I need to be on. It's like really important to me. Just kind of let you know. Though, then that's fine. But if you're just like you disappear and all of a sudden, hey, you're on a shadowcast until 3 o'clock in the morning, and you come back to your spouse and say, hey, I was on a shadowcast. She's probably not gonna be happy with that. So you just kind of have to, have clear communication lines, if you will. If you're not as lucky as some other individuals in this panel are, either you're single or you have somebody that games probably more than you do, then you probably don't have that problem.
Mhm.
I, on the other hand, I have to talk. I set clear intent before embarking on something such as this. But it's worth it and it's fun.
Anybody else wants to talk about the relationship and gaming part?
Yeah, I'll go in. I've had 2 long-term relationships in my life. I'm in one right now. And the other one, I had a lot of little girlfriends, and they weren't like long relationships, significant enough to where I would my gaming or whatever, my music, because I was also into music at the time. Stuff would get in the way. But the other significant relationship I had, she'd call. She'd call me up and she'd hear like the Forest Temple music in the background from Ocarina of Time. And she's like, "Oh, you're playing that game again?" Yeah. Because I went ham about Ocarina of Time when it came out. And
hold on. So here's I got a question about that too. So
yeah.
when your significant other calls you, does anybody else in here mute the TV before you answer the phone?
This was back in the day where muting the TV meant you had to get your ass up and actually turn it down. It wasn't. I didn't have a TV yet to where you can just press a button to mute. Anyway, I still was on my big old CRT, and there was no fancy muting. You had to get up and turn it down.
Great for Smash Brothers.
And I didn't have caller ID yet. So you called. I didn't know who called until I picked it up. So yeah. So she would call and she'd hear that. But the thing about her is that even though I was probably at my peak of gaming when I met her, and it just never really bothered her because she had her little things too. Like I was never a Dragon Ball Z fan, but she was crazy about Dragon Ball Z, and so that was her thing. And so we kind of shared each other's things. I got her to play video games a little bit, and she got me into Dragon Ball Z, and it was just that relationship obviously went sour because we're not together anymore. But I was never in a relationship where I was like I had a girlfriend who just hated what I was doing. It was never anything like that. So I don't have that experience. So I don't really know what to say about that. But my other significant relationship, my wife, currently, she's honestly amazing. I can't, when she met me, I was in college, and I was in film school, so there was that, and then I was also in a hip hop rock band, so I was performing. And
Wait, what?
Oh yeah,
Hold on. Yeah. Back up to that. I need more.
Exactly.
I'm actually
Stop, yes.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna.
I mean,
about that.
I mean, but are we talking about kind of like a Nick and Nora kind of band thing?
No, kind of like
Backlogs.
what's the guys? I can't think of their names. They did that song Encore with Jay-Z. Why I'm so bad with names? Encore. Linkin Park, right? Kind of like a Linkin Park type of deal. We were probably a little bit harder than Linkin Park, but we did like a kind of a hybrid hip hop rock, political slant to it. So
So Everlast.
yeah, kind of like Everlast, yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna be sharing some of that stuff on my channel in the future, so be looking out for that little shameless plug. But yeah, I mean, like my wife, when she met me, I was into all this stuff, so she knew I was like doing all these different things, and she was cool with it. She liked it, and it's kind of the reason, I caught her eye. So she doesn't play video games at all. She went to business school, I went to art school, so but for us, it's kind of perfect because my business, well, I don't like to deal with numbers. That's what she loves. So she keeps me kind of on my toes, and then I show her art, and she loves that about me. So the video game thing to her is just part of my my artistic side. So she's cool with it. Sometimes I'll be in a podcast that'll go over the time that I say it's gonna go, and I get the evil eye sometimes then. But for the most part, like I said, she's amazing. She accepts everything I do. I accept everything. We got each other's back, and it just works out. But as far as like the kids go, and like I said earlier, it's a little harder to be a gamer. Because guys, I have subs who always want to play me in this and play me in that, and the problem with me is I just can't sit down by myself and play it like Smash Brothers. Like, I can't sit down and concentrate and play it, because I'm bopping somebody on my kneecap, so it's like it's hard for me to so I get exposed by these dudes in like Mario Kart and whatnot, because I'm always like, my kids are always around. They're like want to play, especially when I pop in a Mario game. So it's just a little harder. But as far as like my wife goes, she's completely cool with everything I do, and that's why we so good together.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I know I'm in a relationship right now, and he also likes playing video games, so it's really not a problem.
What man doesn't?
I know, but we don't
games.
play the same types of games.
I saw the end state. It was like in midair.
He plays all fighting games and sports games, and that's cool for half a moment in time, but I'm like, I want to play something with a storyline. I'm kind of over this. So so sometimes it's a battle between who gets to play something. Like, well, no, you played SmackDown for too many hours, I'm over it, let's play something else.
Well, just like I have the same outlook as Mrs. T does. Like, and my wife and I have done this before, where we both want to play the Wii U, but then again, it's like, okay, if you're playing Captain Toad, I'm going to go ahead and play Grand Theft Auto 5. You can have the gamepad, I have the television, and although we're not playing the same game together, we're still playing games together, like on the same TV in the same room or whatever. So.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a Wii U or something else, I mean that's a way that you can play your one-player game, and he can play his SmackDown on the TV, and y'all in the same room together.
That's right.
Oh yeah, no, like usually I'll just pull out my 3DS. I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Well, see, that's wrong, because I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna pull out his Vita.
I think he still has that somewhere.
Running joke.
Oh, poor Vita.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's like keeping his table level or something.
Ooh.
That's wrong. That's wrong, man.
But there are times where I see that he might huff and puff when I'm sitting playing a game and not paying attention to him.
Mm.
That happens from time to time. I was like, let me just finish this level, and we can go eat. Or you get in the kitchen and cook. Whichever comes first.
I just want to share this cool moment that I had a couple days ago. Like me and my son were playing Lego Batman 2.
Right.
And he can play as Robin and Batman or whatever. And it's quiet. Like my wife's in there, my daughter's running around, and it's quiet. And I'm playing, and I realize I feel like somebody's looking at me. I look up, and my wife's looking over at me and my son with like tears in her eyes. She's the cutest thing I've ever seen about me and him playing together. You can only do that on Wii U. So.
You want to slide that in real quick?
I have to say that I think I'll probably be getting the opposite effect when I have kids, because I'm gonna be laying the smack down to my kid, man. Like, won't you let him win? I'm not gonna let him ruin my record. He can ruin yours.
See, that was like when I was a kid and I was playing with my mom, and she loved the racing games. So really, the racing games they were really for her. She just bought them in the guise that it was a gift for us, and then she would proceed to beat us horribly. I was like, you can't let us win, no.
That's how my mom was. She would actually cheat even. Like she knocked the controller out of my hand. I'm dead serious, and she was terrible. She was terrible.
You know what? I can honestly say that, and don't. I understand this is cheating back then, but I was a kid. But when I was younger, my dad and I used to play NBA Jam.
Aww.
And I mean, honestly, I would always put in the on fire code. So like all your shots fall or whatever, and this and that. Tell me why, even with that code in, like I don't know why, but he kept doing quick release 3-pointers like Larry Bird, and they always kept falling. It used to stress me out that he kept keeping up with me, although I have a distinct advantage.
Aww. But I think parents are supposed to beat us.
Yeah, my parents kind of did it a different way. My dad still has a save on the original Legend of Zelda that he hasn't completed past level 3. So he's still in the level 3 dungeon right now. So he didn't really do it like that. Oh, he plays Street Fighter with me every now and then on the Super Nintendo. But other than that, what they did prior to really getting into gaming or anything like that, they were pretty good at Pac-Man and stuff like that. But what they would do was do it with traditional board games. So we would play Monopoly every other weekend, and there'd be no holds barred. Basically, you lose until you won. So we would play Monopoly, and they would just like explain the rules as they went, and I would learn as I went. And I would never win ever. So we would play that. We'll play checkers. We play.
Clue. Did you play Clue?
Well, no, we didn't play Clue. We didn't have Clue, but we had Scrabble.
Candyland.
Yeah, we had Scrabble. I think I had a Candyland a long time ago.
Shoots and ladders.
No shoots and ladders.
Hungry hippo. That's all it is. That's all there is.
They beat me in that too. They beat me in every game I had, basically, until I was able to beat them. And then, then they barely wanted to play anymore. So I'm like, Mom, let's go play Monopoly or whatever, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I don't feel like playing right now. Because, it was a chance that, I had gotten good enough to give her a hand. So.
You brought up Monopoly, and I have a very fond memory. My sister still owes me like $10,000 in Monopoly. I had her in so much debt, dude. Like, I was paying my mom, my sister. I had her in so much debt. I bought basically all the property on the board. She couldn't land anywhere. And to this day, every time like I see her, I'm like, you still owe me like 10 grand, right? So if you want to pull out Monopoly, you start out in debt. It's terrible.
Wow. Okay, so we did single, relationship, now married.
I didn't do my relationship part. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I actually forgot I didn't do mine. Where should I begin? Let me just say that my wife supports my habit. But I think I made one tiny mistake, and it actually ended up being beneficial. It really did. But she was, of course, the mobile gamer. Candy Crush, right now, Trivia Crack. But any games 4 or 5 years ago that were really popular, like, I think one game is called Save My Ass and something like that. Very, very popular games. Could never stand mobile games. I would try them out because I want to be supportive, and they were fun for, a quick 30 seconds, but I was never into them like that. Well, the Wii U came out. Got it on launch night, and I had fun with it. I've been a gamer my whole life, but there was a game on there I knew that if she played it, that she probably like it somewhat, and I knew we could play together. It was Zelda's Battle Quest. Now, when I first showed it to her, she was like, it seems cool. I'll play when I have time or whatever. Um, let's just say that when she finally took time to play it from the comfort of her bed while the TV was in the living room, I couldn't get her off. So there was no really playing together. It was her trying to master all the levels. And even to this day, she's gotten further in that game than I have. Like, I've heard all the foul language of the most adamant sailors out there and trying to master those levels. And it didn't stop there. The Wii U was basically, she had played console games before on the Wii, the PlayStation 2, but the Wii U was like her introduction into it big time. And so now she beat Pikmin before me, she beat 3D World before me. I'm basically behind right now. um, and so that's why I say it's a good thing. It's a bad thing because now I look like I'm not much of a gamer anymore. And the reason why is because she's always on the damn thing.
Don't be blaming it on her.
And then she comes up with stuff, saying, I'm an advanced gamer. I'm like, I don't think I'm not really advanced. I'm like, you're more like intermediate. I mean, you don't want me to really get into it and put your dick back down to your level. But I mean, she loves it. She loves it a lot. Like, she's, I think, almost completed Captain Toad. I'm still I only played the first 3 or 4 levels on that game, but I can admit there's been some times where she had 12, 13-hour playthroughs on Pikmin 3. And yes, that day I didn't have a meal on there was no meal on the stove. There was nothing. I basically came home to some air sandwiches. But I respect gamers because of that. I mean, because to me, even though I came home I was like, wow, like, you haven't really been playing this game since I woke up and went to work this morning like 12 hours ago. And I'm pretty sure you didn't miss me. But hey.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that she's in the gaming just as much as I am, and at times I would say almost every week or every other week, sometimes even more than I am. And there are times I want to play and I can't play because she's on it. I don't get mad at that, but it's a wonderful, wonderful thing for me. I'm glad that we can play things together, whether it be 2 different consoles, the same. Talk back and forth about where we are in the game. Like, she also beat Luigi's Mansion when I bought a 3DS. She thinks she liked it, but when she played Luigi's Mansion, she had to beat it. She's playing 3D Land right now. She also beat New Super Mario Brothers 2 on there about the coins. And I think she just completed Yoshi's New Island like a few months back. And yeah, so I got her into it deeper in the console gaming, and now every night all I hear is stuff about with the Pokemon Shuffle. She's complaining because she can't play long enough.
See, that's the thing that I'm glad. Like there's this Chris Rock joke, one of his stand-ups where he was like, "You and your wife got to be basically simpaticos. If you like, baseball, she's gotta like baseball. If you
He's if you a crack, you gotta smoke crack too.
You gotta smoke crack too. And I'm like, if you really think about that, it's probably not the best. Like, because if you're both crackheads, there's not gonna be any crack around. Like, because you're both gonna be fighting for the same thing. Like, he's like, oh, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to church. Well, you going? I'm going to hit the pipe. But I think that actually works better because I don't want to introduce my wife to gaming and she gets all crazy about it. And then what little time I have to be on my Wii U, she takes that away. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I can honestly say, I mean, it makes me happy when I think about it. And I'm not just saying these things because she's currently in the house. I'm not just saying that. I honestly feel that way. It's like knowing that I have someone that is into my favorite, hobby slash my passion just as much as I am, and getting to the point where she's even far more competitive. Like, I got you in a console game, and how the hell you gonna try to school me on something? But she does. She does try to, like, yeah, I beat 3D World. I'm like, look, you've had time. You're off on the summers. I haven't.
I,
But I mean, I love it. I mean, it's
sounds
great.
like Dems
I
control
can't
to
even
me.
believe I'm that lucky. But I mean, it's great. I mean, I've actually had to. I've been in a few conversations about getting a second Wii U because there's been times I've been playing and she's like, "I want to play, but you're on it, and that's not good." And it sounds kind of like a threat, but but deep down it makes me feel really good. It makes me more in love than I already am. So
Uh,
when she gets good at Smash, so it will be no holds barred. Love ain't got nothing to do with it at that point.
Okay, so married with a kid and gaming.
Oh God.
I'm out of this conversation. I don't have any kids, so I can
mm,
just imagine what it must be like.
I think I've already
You
kind of
touched
alluded
upon
to it.
that.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like, all right, it's one thing to be married to especially to a non-gamer, and because you still get to go off and do your own thing. Like she can go watch her terrible, horrible, ratchet TV shows with the household or housewives of this or the, whatever terrible reality show that's on that she's into. She can go do that, and then I would still at least be able to go do my gaming thing while she's doing that. And but that's not the case now because I have to do something about the kids. It's like they obviously can't watch that ratchet show she watches, so they have to go where I'm going, which is up to my office to, while I'm gaming. And sometimes, they'll go off in the little corner. Like in my office, I have like, they're basically, it's also partially their play area, so they have like their toy box and whatnot over in the corner, and they kind of usually do their own thing. But if I'm playing something that really looks appealing to them, that's really colorful, which is a lot of the time since I'm a Nintendo fan, they want to like come over and play and stuff like that too. Um, I can sometimes get out of that because I have so many damn game systems. I can just hook them up with the GameCube or something and let them go on that. But the new console, they want to play that too, especially with the games like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8. And then they'll see something on Thank You Disney Channel. They show something like Mario Party, and they're like, oh, I want to play that. I want that. And so you have to deal with that. And so it's like I said, it's harder to like for me to get into like extensive, like a game with an extensive storyline that's going to be long. Like as much as I'm looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I'm also fearing it because when Xenoblade Chronicles came out, my kids were quite young. They were so young. They have their little naps, and I can go do my gaming thing. And now they don't want to nap. They don't even want to go to bed at night. So it's hard for me to like get my game on, and I'm worried about getting into Xenoblade Chronicles X the way I really want to. So
It's gonna take you like 3 years to beat it.
yeah, I know, right? It might. It's just it's really tough to be a gamer with young kids, like like I have my daughter's 3 and my son's 5, and I also have my niece here. She's 4, and so it's just they're at an age where they want to play too, and it can get really tough. Like for example, my 3DS. I introduced my son to 3DS, and this is back when I just had the original one. The layer cake one, and then he would like want to play it, so I would let him play it, and then I'd go check out my 3DS, and like all my data was deleted. Like, so that means all my games, all my downloads,
Wow.
because you can easily do that if you don't set it up to where there's a lock on it, like where there's a password. Because he'll go into the damn system settings and he just like deleted everything. Like, so I had a bunch of street pass information, all that stuff is gone. Like, so I had to kind of start over. And so I ended up buying him one. I bought him a 2DS, and it's never enough for him. I think he has like 10 games that I downloaded to it, and it's never enough for him because I have so many games. I have like, I don't know, 30-something 3DS games, and so he'll want to like, oh, let me play that game, and I'll let him play it, and then I'll go, and he's ended up deleting my damn file. So it's just like.
Let me get you your own copy, buddy.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's the thing. It's like, do I want to buy all these games twice? Like that. I mean, it's gaming is already expensive enough to not have to like double up on everything you buy. And so there's just that. And he can't play everything I play. Like he wants to play my DS game. He wants to play like Chinatown Wars, and I'm like, no, bro, you're not playing that. You're not playing Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. No. So he gets upset. But that's just another layer of how hard it is to be a gamer, on top of being married and then having kids. It's just young kids, especially. Like if your kids are a little older, they'll go off and play their own thing and do their own thing. But they're right at the age where it really affects my gaming. So I just got to deal with it for a couple of years, I guess, and then I'll be better.
Hey, you know what? If you really need a babysitter. I have no qualifications, but I guarantee you the job.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sign you right up.
Have like 5 nanny cams in the house.
Hey, like Bernie Mac said, you ain't gotta sign no application. The first 3 months free.
That was a good stand-up.
Okay, so we've done
I have a question. Does it count if you're kind of like a big kid and you're married?
No. No, it's not compared.
Sure.
Completely.
It is not compared to having kids and being married and trying to be a gamer. And then, and running a business. And, you have to, there's still that part of your life. You got to pay the bills. So,
that's true. You got to have a job.
Yeah,
it's slightly different. So, like, in my scenario, like, my youngest decided that he figured out what the controller was. Because for the longest time, he grew up watching me play Super Mario Galaxy and things like that. Now he's all infatuated with the Mario. He wants to control the Mario, so he's basically been playing the Wii U more than I have since it's been out. At this point, between him and basically he's been playing it more than me. So Smash Brothers, you see me online. It's not really me most of the time. Matter of fact, the last match. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you like trick your kids like by giving them a remote that's like not plugged in, not synced?
Yeah, I used to do that.
It doesn't work anymore. That used to work, but it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, once they're like 3 or 4 years old, they're like, this isn't doing anything. I want what you have. And it gets to the point where it doesn't matter what you're playing. It's like once I start playing Killer Instinct on Xbox, I want to play the Xbox because you're playing the Xbox. Or if I'm playing PlayStation, I want to play PlayStation because you're playing PlayStation. I'm playing Wii U. I want to play Wii U because you're playing the Wii U.
Yep.
But that's just how it is. But I guess more the thing I'm going through now is my youngest son is going through the whole I like all Nintendo characters phase. That and the Sonic stuff. So he's into anything that's colorful like that. So he wants to play it. So he'll play that and play Smash Bros for hours on end. Probably not even playing Smash, just looking at the characters and stuff and setting up matches and doing Smash moves. For the most part, and keeping up with that. And now I'm in a situation where I have to be the responsible gamer dad. So after careful consideration and watching about a good 2 or 3 hours of this game in action, I now have my 14-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto. And it pains me, but he's gonna listen to music that's way worse than that online anyway. He's gonna watch YouTube videos that are way worse. So as long as I monitor everything that's happening in that game, and I know the majority of everything that's happening in it, I can kind of explain stuff if there's anything really, really weird popping up. And since he's not playing Gay Tony, there's nothing really weird I really have to explain right now anyway, other than stuff that he's already seen in the movie. So
yeah, I mean, just think, when we were 14, I used to see some raunchy, stuff.
Yeah.
You want to be protective of kids, and that's great. You should be, but you still can't over coddle them. You have to, like you said, you have to monitor. Give them that stuff, but monitor it. And make sure they're not taking it the wrong way.
And it's a little different now because with online, like he plays online more than he plays single player, and I have to be cognizant of what's happening in multiplayer because a lot of the stuff that comes out of people's mouths on Xbox Live is way worse than anything that's in the game.
Right.
So I just kind of have to sit there and be like, what the hell was that? Like while I'm, because when he plays online, he doesn't even plug in the headset. It's straight from the Connect, so I hear everything. Somebody's talking about some weird stuff, and I'll reply back, and they're like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Somebody that's an adult." So just things like that. So to keep things kind of moderate, if you will. But other than that, it's a completely different thing than being your own self, moving the kids away from what I thought was my man cave. It turns out that doesn't really happen. It becomes a second living room.
You know what? Shepard said the same thing. He's like, yeah, man, my man cave is now like a small corner. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah. Now it really is. It really is a man. It actually has a sign that says man cave, and you go in here and watch football and stuff like that. But as of right now, WWE is going on right now, so that's playing right now. And I got my youngest. He's playing with Legos on the floor, and there's chicken wings everywhere, and my wife is on Facebook. So right now it is a second living room instead of a man cave, but it is what it is. Those are the breaks, man. When you make certain commitments, that those things are that's part of it.
Right.
So yeah, unfortunately, when you part of that gamer life is not the same anymore. But that doesn't mean you can't still enjoy it. So I have to ration out my time with Xenoblade Chronicles X, not like how Xenoblade I was able to do a lot more. But Xenoblade Chronicles X I'm probably going to be, and Scalebound also is going to be it's going to be in spurts, if you will. I can't play it like I would play, say, Bayonetta. So I just kind of have to watch how and when I play and hope that I'm not making anybody mad when I do it, because I can't just disappear for 10 hours at a time. So, like, right now, I'm finally getting around to Mass Effect 3, and even that takes, a significant amount of effort because I have to figure out when I'm able to play it.
Right, and it's not something you can just, you play and then you put it down for a couple weeks. You want to keep going through a game like that, so it's kind of hard to figure out. And then you want to play other games, so it's like, so I have to focus on this game that I can only play once in a while, and then I can't play the other games that I want to play. So it's a tug of war, man.
So basically, what y'all are telling me is that for the most part, I won't be able to start really clearing out my backlog until my kids are off to college and I'm somewhat
pretty much. Right now, basically.
I mean, I don't mind, but it's just like, at least now I know it's like, my huge backlog, it's going to be another 30 or 40 years before it's actually complete.
I pretty much feel like I'm collecting games right now, and then, 10, 15 years, I'll be able to, actually play through them all. That's kind of how I feel right now.
And it's funny because we hear all these gamers out here complaining about not having enough games to play and things like that. Anytime somebody makes a video like that, it's hilarious to me.
I don't get it.
I'm selling my Wii U because it doesn't have the games. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, those things are like $60 a pop. Right. First of all, they're $60 a pop. Most of them aren't short. I would say the vast majority of games on any platform, like the shortest ones are around 6 or 7 hours. And even then, it's like, when do you have that amount of time to play and run straight through that and then purchase another $60 game to spend that much time and still be able to finish other things as well? You can't really.
Yeah, I don't get it because it's like even when I was single and it was just me or I was in school or whatever, and I had all these different consoles. Like I I always had something to play. I think there's even more games to play now, especially with the indie market and mobile. There's so many games to play. I don't understand the idea of, oh, there's nothing to play. If if I have 2 consoles or 3 consoles, I can play this game or this system right now because it has the stuff I want to play right now, and then I'll move to the other console and maybe I won't play that console as much anymore.
Well, that's
So
why
I
I
don't
say
understand. But
that's why I said Wii U was a godsend because I can, like my son could play Smash or something, or I could sit down and play something or watch Netflix while something else is on the TV.
right.
So that's awesome. Or my wife's watching whatever, Real Housewives or whatever. I could play that. I could sit on my nightstand, play it in the bed while she's doing whatever. So that kind of helps. But until everybody gets on board with that, is going to be a problem because And with people receiving the Wii U the way that they have, I don't see anybody else trying to. They were prepared because they tried the whole, hey, you could do the smart glass thing, or PS4 has a mobile app thing to where you can do the shared experience or what have you, or the secondary experience. But obviously they're not focusing on that now because the Wii U isn't the market leader. So
Well, I have another question for you guys. It's for you, Shadow. You mentioned the whole Wii U being able to play it while your wife's watching one of her favorite shows, whatever. What do you do when your wife wants you to watch that show with her? Like, and actually be into it.
I'm technically still watching it.
Yeah.
Like it would be something different, more like say a downloadable title. Like I played the whole Shantae while we were watching the season of, I can't think of the name of that show. I have and have not, so whatever, I guess it is, Tyler Perry show. So I will still be able to know everything that's going on, but while I'm still playing, Risky's Revenge or whatever.
Well, I guess my thing is like it's hard to still play the game and cuddle. Like,
Well,
it's like, 'cause, I mean, I'm on the top of situation, and I'm not saying I hate it, but there's been times it's like, I definitely want to play something, and the Wii U definitely gives you a way to do it, but then it's like, okay, so she not only wants me in the same room, but she wants me in the same room watching the show, and she don't want me just to be there. She wants me to be into it, and she also wants me to be close. So it's like, okay, I can't really play with just one hand. I'm going to need both, but if I use both, I'm not really holding her tight enough.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't have that problem because
I got to make a choice. It's her or the game, and sometimes I choose the game.
when you have kids, the kids don't want you to cuddle. They won't let you cuddle anyway. They don't like you to be close. It's funny. No, get off, get away. They're always like pushing us away, which is pretty funny. So it like as far as like watching TV, my wife knows I can't really tolerate the show she watches. Like, I don't know why she's into like Love and Hip Hop and
oh gosh, do not
tell me
all
about
the Real Housewives of whatever state and city, or it's just like, why do you watch this stuff? And she knows I'm not into that, but she wants me to be around at least. And so a way for me to be around and tolerate that stuff is the Wii U gamepad advantage. I can play my full console game in the same room as her, interacting with her as she's watching her show. I'll throw a comment out there, usually one she doesn't like, and then I'll go back to my headphones and my game on my gamepad. So
okay, let me ask you a question real quick, and this is slightly off topic, but I'm just curious.
Uh-oh.
Which would you choose? To watch that show with her, or to play the Order 1886?
I play the Order all day, man. Straight up and down. I think I would play that over watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta or.
Depends on the situation. As you mentioned something earlier, it depends on the situation. If certain things are on the line, then the Order greatness must await.
I can't. I just can't watch those ratchet shows, man. I can't. I can't do it. I don't know why she's into that. If you didn't see her like watching that stuff, outside of that stuff, she's a completely functional, like I said, business graduate.
Wow,
Like really like
I think that's an estrogen thing.
like she's just totally
Really?
business professional.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna mute my mic right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute my mic and let this continue.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I think that's in your best interest.
It just baffles me. But like I said, she's so like outside of those ratchet shows she watches, she's a business professional, like top of her game, like all that stuff. And then she comes and the DVR is just full of this nonsense, man. And I'm like, like I'm talking full. Like I can't even record anything I want to record. Like, so it's funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm about to say my spouse is the same way. She doesn't associate with that kind of stuff, but for whatever reason, those shows, I don't know what it tickles, but it tickles something.
It's called that just unnecessary ghetto drama.
Maybe.
Like to me, they have more drama than a soap opera. Like they really do. And my wife does watch them. You know, I think she's watched like a few episodes on YouTube. She's seen them on television. She doesn't necessarily follow the show like day in day out, but it's like, oh man, like when I watch, it's like this is just garbage. Like I mean, I think I'd rather listen to Soldier Boy, to be honest. I'm sorry, but
Oh God.
like you guys, I cannot stand those shows. Now I will say the few episodes I've seen were somewhere entertaining because it's like, okay, I don't know why you guys keep doing the same old song and dance that this dude is not gonna be faithful to you. I mean, to me, it's just like it. You said it right, Miss. They're just ratchet. It just they're just ratchet shows, and I personally see any appeal in it. I mean, gosh, I think I'd rather watch like the Time Warner, how the service works channel before I watch that. I mean, honestly.
I'd rather play Superman 64, no doubt.
Oh gosh, no, I think I'd rather play ET on Atari.
Oh.
Hey man, it was fun walking around, getting lost in that game, not knowing that the game was broken.
Yeah, I didn't know any better. I thought it was part of the game, man. I keep falling in this hole. I guess I'm winning.
But I mean, I like I say, I do try to get into it and lend some support. But yeah, when I get a chance, oh gosh, like dude, I would. I have nothing to say about the matter. I would honestly rather watch my gamepad charge up. Not play it, just charge.
Until the light goes out, just stare at the light.
I'd rather be on the download channel listening to the soothing music on the Wii U. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It puts you to sleep.
There's always different, too.
Okay, moving on. The do's and don'ts of dating a gamer. We've kind of talked about all the. Okay. So everybody's kind of come up with a couple, but go ahead first.
There's many of them, but the one thing I'm pretty sure we can all agree on is do not request any type of assistance while I am playing a game that is very competitive and or online. I can't just pause and step away to help you. I'm sorry, I can't. And there's been times you're like, hey, I'm cooking, I need you to help me do something. I'm like, look, if I come up with it, I'm going to lose this match.
It's a serious business over there.
And me personally, there are times it's like, after being beat 10 times in a row, that one match means more to me than my complete meal. I said times. I didn't say all the time. There are a few rare times it is. So that's one of my don'ts. Like, hey, if I'm in an online match, do your best to try not to ask for assistance, or don't walk in front of the screen. That's why I changed the position of my whole home theater system. It's actually against the wall where there's no walking by.
Okay. Jay, are you there? You have walked away?
I'm
Okay.
here.
Jay, do's and don'ts of dating a gamer.
Basically everything that Ken said. Basically, you kind of hit the nail on the head.
You don't have anything you wanted to add?
Not really. Like, there's nothing else I can really think of.
Okay, Mr. T, do's and don'ts.
Do know what you're getting into. If you're gonna be, you're gonna hook up with a gamer. Understand that there's gonna be a bit of dedication to their hobby, and there's gonna be a dedication of funds to gaming, and you're gonna have to understand that you're gonna have to realize that sometimes maybe that Gucci bag ain't gonna happen that you might want. Or
So what you're saying is there's been a few Christmas presents that actually didn't get purchased because of certain
not
decisions
now
were
that
made.
I'm married, but definitely when I was dating, or in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, and I was in college, so the money was definitely a little tighter. When you're in college and you're trying to do all these different things. But and just understand, like I said, understand that a gamer don't try to restrict them, as long as their gaming isn't like detrimental to your relationship, as far as he'd rather game than have some fun with you, or he'd rather game than like pay the light bill. As long as it doesn't like affect you that way, don't restrict them as a gamer, and then you'll be happier.
Okay, Shadow.
Yes, rules of dating a gamer.
Yes.
Kind of off the market, but I would say that ground rule one is probably what everybody already else said. Don't hate on my hobby. It's going down if you hate on my hobby,
No
because
doubt.
that's what I spend my time on. If you want me to spend time with you, you got to respect it. Um, you know, just like the whole point of gauging somebody's interest, and you have that initial conversation with them, you find out everything that they're about. I mean, that's part of it. So why would you seek to force somebody against what you've already found out the first night you talk to them? So that kind of thing, and just that's part of respecting people's space and things like that, which is a whole nother topic that probably should be I don't know, relationship advice 101 or some crap like that. But
Well, I mean, it's like there's that moment when you're dating somebody that they come to the apartment or wherever you live, and like me, I'm not ashamed of anything I do. So I'm not going to be that guy running around trying to hide everything
yeah, I'm
before
not
the girl
hiding.
comes over.
I'm not hiding.
So right, like so my Mario posters, she gonna see all that. You're gonna see my little collectibles and all that stuff. Like so if you walk into that and that bothers you, let a brother know then. Let him know. Don't try to hide and be like, oh, it's okay. Maybe I can change this, because
No.
it's not gonna work. Like you gotta let him know then that you're not cool with it, or at least try to talk to him about it and see see his side and try to understand. Because that's a lot of things. That's the problem. A lot of people don't take the time to understand what the other person is doing.
I got a question regarding that too. Did any of the, like, when you were in the dating scene, if you will, did
Mhm.
anybody like actually be vocal about that, or like everybody I ran across, they actually tried to play it cool the whole time, like they were down with everything,
Yeah, I
like
don't think
everything was a
anybody.
go.
Yeah, I think most people don't come out and say that, especially if they like you. Uh, Maybe they're trying to like not, I guess, not piss you off,
Yeah, they're trying to be
and
really cool.
you're trying to be cool and like, oh, that's cool. But you can probably tell by the way they answer things or the way they were acting. And then don't just not say anything. Like tell them, hey, something wrong, or whatever. I've never had that problem. Like I said, I've only been in 2 long-term relationships, and the other, I don't know how many of the girls that I dated, that didn't really matter. So
Player.
You know, Mr. T did this thing back in the day, you know.
Oh my gosh.
At
See,
some point, we got this way. Something made us stop.
Yeah, you know, I grew up and I stopped, and I'm a family man now, so. But you
So
know, you
Gal
just
hit you
gotta.
too?
What's that?
Gal hit you too?
Gal hit me too, man. You know. So, but yeah, you just kind of gauge the situation like right in the beginning, because don't let it fester, because you're gonna be in trouble if you just let something go and try to address it way later. Um, yeah, do's and don'ts.
I would honestly, I like to add something, and this may not work for everyone, but I will say, if you're going to date a gamer or you're in a serious relationship, one, like, please, at least I would stretch you to do, please try what they're doing. Like, so if they're playing a game, like, don't just sit there and kind of wonder and not like show interest. Like, give it a shot. Cause with my wife and I, like I said, she's done mobile gaming and some console gaming, a few games over time. But as far as being a serious console gamer, like primarily, that wasn't the case when we met. But I pushed it on her a couple of times, told her to try, and now dedicated 3DS player, Wii U player. Like, nothing is pretty much off limits now. It really isn't.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I took that step to, like, you know what? I don't want to just be this guy that, that, of course, she was okay with my hobby. She really was. When I played, for 30 minutes or for a few hours, she was okay with it. But I also wanted to involve her in it because I felt that doing that, of course, it gives me more freedom with my hobby, but it also gives me someone else to play with in a
Right.
lot of cases, especially when it comes to Nintendo games. It gives you someone to play with, or better yet, someone to talk to about games. So I love the fact that I can actually say, "Hey, did you beat this level on Luigi's Ghost Mansion or whatever, or how'd you do it?" Like, and she asked me, just like today, she was asking me about the Pokemon Shuffle, like, which strongest flying type, and I'm like, even though it's kind of annoying, 'cause I'm getting questions a lot because she hasn't played Pokemon games. To me, it's also kind of sexy. It's like she really is trying to get deep into this.
Yeah. Well,
So I would say try it. I'm not saying go out, buy a console, and then play the game for 12 hours. I'm saying, but seriously, try to understand why they like said game or console gaming, period, and try to do it. You never know. You may just like it. You really, and that's just another hobby you guys can enjoy together.
yeah, even though my wife doesn't like or doesn't really like playing video games, she does like watching me play. Like there's certain games like she'll watch me play. Like she loved watching me play like Uncharted. She loved watching me play Tomb Raider. The more cinematic games, I guess, she likes to
Mhm.
watch because it's almost like watching a movie.
You know,
Um,
cinematic experiences.
yeah. So she likes, she'll watch, play certain games, and she, I think she obviously, if she likes watching it, I'm sure she can gauge why I like to play them. So, um,
I'm the opposite on that because actually, as much as I love to game, I've actually over the years loved to actually watch it. Like every time I can have 8 free hours of free time. I mean, just no one to bother me, do whatever I want. I'm looking at a wall of 30, 40, 50 games. 90% of them I'm behind on. And what I really want to do, I want to sit and watch her play Captain Toad.
not me at all. I can't.
Like I do want to play, but it's like I actually enjoy watching her play. Just like I recently started game capping her playthroughs because I want to catch some of these live reactions when something doesn't work out on a certain level or a certain game. Like all that unnatural, ungodly language. It is funny to play back.
I mean, Let's Plays are obviously popular. A lot of people like watching people play games. I don't get it, and that's just not something I like to do. I'd
Well, I
rather
don't like
be
to watch other
playing.
people. I like watching her only.
Well,
That's
yeah,
it.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, in general, for most people, well, not most people, but a lot of people like watching other people play video games. Obviously, Let's Plays are really popular, so I just don't get it. Like, I don't get why people like to do that, but that's cool. At least they're open to gaming to some extent. So
Yeah.
Well, Shadow,
Um,
have you ever watched your wife play the Kim Kardashian game?
I do all the time. All
You're a
the
traitor,
time.
man. You're a traitor.
It's all the time. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I give her advice on outfits and all kind of stuff. Cause she'll ask me, like,
Oh my
and I have
God.
no choice.
Okay.
I have no choice.
Okay. We need to take a vote right now. We need
You
to put this
guys,
Gamers at Launch application up for review.
you guys are ruining gaming. You're ruining gaming.
Hey,
He said he gives advice on the outlet. Well, we say, you know what? I like the Burberry skirt more.
let's put it this way. I love her that much.
Right. He's taking one for the team, man.
Yes,
No,
definitely.
no. I don't want you to take that one for the team. Not that one.
Oh,
Oh.
man. Yeah, I just got the look of endearment or fear, one of the two. I don't know which one. Yeah. Either way, I need to be afraid. So, but yeah, I definitely do that from time to time. But if I'm going to expect her to sit down while I'm doing it, and I don't do that with her, it's not really fair. So, I mean, I gotta at least pertain some interest here and there.
And
So
there's nothing wrong with, actually just accepting the feminine side.
yeah, like I have some of the I would say probably one of the best times I had was just playing Dead or Alive with her because for whatever reason she's good with one character in the game. I don't doesn't I'm fairly sure she'll admit she doesn't know any of the mechanics of the game whatsoever, but she knows how to play with that one character very well. And and dude, I'm trying. Like I'm really trying a lot of the time, and I would have to do certain things that she would call cheating, like frame rate advantages and things like that you would do in tournament play to win. Like if I just tried to do moves like a normal person would, I would lose. So I would have to basically study the mechanics of the game to be able to beat her with her preferred character. So if you ever see somebody online and her name is she's playing with Helena and she does unorthodox things, but at the same time you can't stop her, that's probably her. I don't know why, but for whatever reason that character speaks to her, and I can't stop her unless I start getting into way too deep, almost virtual.
Is that
fighting.
the Western chick?
Is that the what?
The Western one, like the cowboy one.
No, that's the Goldilocks almost type girl, the daughter of DOA. She's the one at the end of the game with that play that she fights in the
French
round or whatever. Yeah, because her mother got killed in the her mother was a singer or something, and she got killed in the symphony stage or whatever. So
the French one.
Yeah, I guess she's French. I don't know what she has a French accent. But yeah, she's the one that does all the fanning hands and stuff like that. She reminds me of Ling Xiaoyu from Tekken, basically.
Okay.
But
So, Lady Jefferson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, do's and don'ts of dating a gamer.
I'm going to mute my mic.
No. It's cool. When Kendrick and I first started like seriously dating, he was into games, and I honestly I was okay with it. I didn't really understand it. My siblings and my uncles or whatever, they were into console gaming, and I would play every now and again. It just wasn't my thing, and so I really actually did appreciate the fact that he took time to kind of get me on board with it, to kind of show me actually what it was about, and it kind of gave me a new level of respect for it. So I would say dues as far as being someone, if you choose to make the decision to date someone that is a gamer, you honestly, like truly, you're doing yourself a disservice in your relationship if you do not give it a try. You at least have to try to have some type of common ground where you can at least understand their passion for it. Even if you can't get into it, there's always a level of understanding that you can have with it. And what I have come to learn with it as far as myself is it's about having fun, but it's also become something that's extremely therapeutic to me. And I appreciate having that outlet, after a stressful day or a hard week, being able to just come home and let it out all on the game. It, kind of gave me something else to be able to do, and I really appreciate that aspect of it. The don't. I actually have a couple of friends that are dating people that are gamers, and the biggest thing that they have is, I guess, time not spent. That's not necessarily Kendrick and I's situation because of the fact that I actually enjoy games. But you do kind of have to cap it off a little bit. And I think that when time, spent dedicated to games, I think sometimes it can go too far. So it's just kind of having that understanding with the person that you're with, of knowing just kind of like when enough is enough, like, not stressing it too far. But I mean, that's what I would say about it. I mean, I guess I'm kind of biased because I actually have come to love gaming over the years. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would say about it.
Cool. Okay, so for me, do's and don'ts, I think the main biggest one is don't give an ultimatum. I think that's the biggest thing. Just talking to friends that they mess up on is like, well, obviously you don't care for me because you're playing all that video game, blah, blah, blah.
And you are right. Oh.
Wow.
And on that note.
So don't give an ultimatum. The person doesn't love you any less just because they're playing a video game.
They just love the game more, that's all.
Really?
You're like
all the time.
Level a little bit, kind of. I don't know. Multiplayer?
Oh, anything but Call of Duty.
Try to join in gaming, and if not, just find something else to occupy your time. If you don't care for the game, read a book. Do something else. There's a million and one other things you can do in the same exact room that does not require you to be like, oh, you must focus all your time on me.
The same room situation kind of depends because, I mean, I don't want an angry person over my shoulder while I'm playing the game. It makes it hard for me to concentrate. So if you're mad because I'm playing the game, I need you to kind of leave the premises.
Oh, man.
I mean, come on, do you want your woman really huffing and puffing like, oh, he playing this game? You're like, you can't even focus on winning your match.
Yeah, that's not appropriate at all.
Okay, well, don't be sitting there angry and stewing and then hold it against the person, obviously.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's bad.
Okay. So any last thoughts before we end this? Because The Walking Dead's coming on.
Wow.
I have one last thing, and it's the whole dating the gamer thing. One thing you should not do if you are the gamer, and I've done this many times, so I'm the first culprit I would identify. But do not blame your loss on your significant other, even though it is their fault.
This sounds personal.
I mean, we've all had that scenario where that one interruption where they call your name, they need your help, walked in front of the television, and it did cost you a match, an item. It set you back basically in the game you were playing, and you do really want to blame that person. It's okay if you do it, just don't do it out loud. Keep it in your mind.
The heat of action is hard to not let some stuff out because I've done you messed me up, god dang it. It comes out sometimes, so just try to control yourself.
Anybody else last thoughts? No? Okay, great. So that was our cast on relationships and gaming. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have learned some things, I hope. Or learned not to listen to us at all. Either or.
Like, he tried to go off on me the other day because he thought I threw something at him and he was like,
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, sign off time. First, the doctor.
Oh, why gotta be me?
Because that's what I'm looking at, so you're going first.
It's Dr. Feel Good. Thank you for having me here, Vicky. Glad to share my thoughts. Um, some things I probably pay for in a
Yep.
minor way.
Mhm.
Other things, but yes, relationships and gaming are good. Just always know that you will never. It's hard to game as much as you do once you used to once you're in a relationship. So keep that in mind. Be fine with that, and everything's all good. But as I always say, keep it gaming unless she wants to spend time with you.
Yes.
Okay, Jay, with your sign off.
Hey everybody, nice conversation. Bye.
I can't. Mr. T.
Hey, fools. Great combo. Really enjoyed it. Gaming and relationships equal sacrifices. So you're gonna have to make some to make them work. So keep that in mind and make sure you play Nintendo, fools.
Shadow.
Hey, don't step in the game. This is Road Ninja K9 Descent. WrestleMania is off the chain. If you're not watching Twitter, NWO versus the X-Pac and all them. So Degeneration X versus NWO. It's really crazy. Other than that, you'll see content from me. This is a pretty good discussion. So, as I always say, do you play games to have fun or to impress other people? Hopefully not the latter.
Oh, awesome. Lady Jefferson. Come back to say goodbye.
Just come back to say.
No?
No, I guess.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here, Lady Jefferson. Everybody, this is Vikki from Fangirl. Oh, wait, she's back. No, she's not.
Fangirl. Hey, Vicky.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know I was on mute. I'm in the kitchen cooking. I didn't want y'all to hear all the noise. But I didn't really say too much, but I had a really good time listening. Definitely a great conversation, and thank you guys for inviting me.
Yay, thank you for being here. Everybody, this is Vikki from Fangirl Review. I was happy to be in charge tonight. Yes. Definitely check out the other videos that we have on our channel and check out to see what other people are doing. Everybody have a good night.